The internet's buzzing again, and this time it's not because of a new tour, a scandal, or a paparazzi sighting. It's because of a song. A track that, depending on who you ask, may not even exist. The rumor is simple: Justin Bieber might finally release Paris, a long-lost song allegedly written during the peak of his relationship with Selena Gomez. The name alone has sparked a wildfire. There's no snippet, no leak, not even a timestamp. Just one word scribbled on a whiteboard in the background of a 2020 documentary and a decade's worth of emotion attached to it. That's all it took. Within hours, TikTok was ablaze with fan theories. Instagram pages posted flashbacks to 2011. Twitter threads dug up paparazzi photos. In a matter of moments, one word, Paris, had become a symbol of unfinished business. A time capsule of what was, what could have been, and what still hurts. But why Paris? Why now? To the outside world, it's just another rumor. Another potential track title from an artist with hundreds of unreleased songs. But to the Jelena fandom, the global collective that has followed Justin and Selena's tangled love story for over a decade, Paris means something much more personal. It's not just a location, it's a memory, a myth, a missing piece of a story that, even after years of silence, still doesn't feel finished. You see, Paris wasn't just a trip for Justin and Selena, it was a moment in time. Hand in hand, walking through the streets like they had the city and each other all to themselves. Back then, it wasn't about drama, scandals, or heartbreak. It was two teenagers wildly famous and deeply in love, doing their best to live a normal day in the most romantic city in the world. So when fans hear that Paris might be a song, their minds don't just go to melodies, they go to memories. That cafe table on the Champs-Élysées, the Louis Vuitton shopping trip, the laughter, the looks, the innocence of it all. If this song is real, it's not just music, it's history. A musical photograph of a time when everything felt possible, but the real mystery isn't just whether Paris exists. It's why, after all these years, this one track still haunts the internet. Why fans are still emotionally glued to every lyric either Justin or Selena releases, searching for clues, chasing ghosts, and refusing to let the past fade quietly. And maybe the answer isn't about the artists at all. Maybe it's about us. Because Paris, whether real or imagined, has become the anthem for every story we never got closure from. Every almost love, every what if, every time we thought it was forever. But life had other plans. Let's break this down. Justin Bieber might be hiding a love song that was never meant to be heard. And it's not just any song, it's rumored to be the one that finally tells the truth about Selena Gomez. For over a decade, fans have whispered about a mysterious unreleased track called Paris. No one's heard it. No lyrics, no confirmation. Just a single word. And an entire generation's emotional obsession tied to it. Now in 2025, as Justin hints at a musical comeback, that rumor has come roaring back. People aren't just asking if Paris exists anymore, they're wondering why it's never been released. Because if this song is real, it could be the emotional confession fans have waited years to hear. Back in 2013, during the chaos of the Journals era, Justin and Selena were everywhere, fighting, reuniting, breaking the internet with every move. And in the middle of that storm, some believe Justin wrote Paris, a private letter in the form of a song, a memory locked away. It all felt like fanfiction until 2021. Paris suddenly showed up on a whiteboard in Justin's documentary Seasons. Just one word on a board, and that was all it took. The fandom exploded again. There was no snippet, no release date, no context. Just the hope that this track could someday surface and maybe explain everything. But the obsession with Paris isn't just about the music. It's about a moment, 2011, when Justin and Selena were photographed walking hand in hand through the streets of Paris, glowing, untouchable, like they were the center of the universe. That trip wasn't just iconic, it became a symbol of a time when they were truly in love. For millions of fans, Paris isn't a song. It's a feeling they never let go of. That Paris trip wasn't just another celebrity vacation, it was the peak of their fairy tale. The romantic dinners, the designer shopping sprees, the paparazzi chaos. It all felt larger than life. They stayed at the Renaissance Paris Arc de Triomphe Hotel. Selena had just hosted the MTV Europe Music Awards, and Justin was promoting Under the Mistletoe. Every moment they shared felt like a scene from a fan-written fantasy. From smiles outside L'avenue to a chaotic Louis Vuitton trip that ended with Justin's wardrobe malfunction. The whole trip was messy, real, and unforgettable. For Jelena fans, it became a sacred memory. And now, with rumors of a new Justin Bieber album and a potential world tour, the timing couldn't be more suspicious. Everyone's asking, is Paris finally coming? And more importantly, will it be about her? The reason fans are so sure this mystery track is tied to Selena isn't complicated. That 2011 Paris trip was the height of their relationship. It wasn't subtle. They were caught on camera constantly laughing, kissing, giving interviews, soaking in every moment like it. Might be their last. The world watched in real time as two teenagers tried to hold on to something way too big for their age. But while Justin's silent about Paris, Selena hasn't exactly stayed quiet. Her lyrics have been cutting, emotional, and laced with just enough mystery to make fans connect the dots. Tracks from her upcoming album with Benny Blanco, I Said I Love You First, are full of fire. Lines like, "Go cry where no one's watching," and "You said you were sorry, but I never heard it." Don't mention names, but the weight behind them is impossible to ignore. It's no longer just a song war. It's become something deeper. A lyrical battlefield where fans are the detectives, piecing together a decade of heartbreak, love, and unfinished business. And even though Paris might still be locked away, the emotions it represents? Those are wide open. From 2010 to 2018, Justin and Selena's relationship was the kind of chaos only Hollywood could produce, except it wasn't fiction. Every breakup, every reunion, every cryptic tweet or Instagram story sent fans spiraling. And with each emotional wave came new music, like breadcrumbs in a love story no one was ready to let go of. That's why fans believe their discographies are more than albums, they're emotional time capsules. Each track a love letter, a fight, a goodbye. Back in 2013, during one of their hardest breakups, Justin dropped Nothing Like Use. His manager, Scooter Braun, confirmed it was about Selena, and it showed. "There's nothing like us, nothing like you and me." That wasn't just a lyric, it was an open wound, and it didn't stop there. The heartbreak spilled into Heartbreaker, Bad Day, Hold Tight, and Recovery. One after the other, songs poured out of him like confessions. He never said her name, but no one needed him to. Everyone already knew. Then came All That Matters. Justin himself admitted it was about Selena, about a time when things still felt right. That era, fans say, was his queen era. The music carried pride, passion, and love, but it didn't last. As things fell apart again, Justin's lyrics began to shift. They became more confused, distant, less love letter, more emotional fallout. Songs like What Do You Mean? Mark My Words, Love Yourself, and Sorry became massive hits, but behind the catchy hooks, fans heard pain, mixed signals. Emotional exhaustion. A sense of trying to move on while still holding on. Sorry especially hit a nerve. It dropped during rumors of a reunion, and many saw it as his public apology, wrapped in a beat. Then, when Friends came out in 2017, it felt like one final question. Can we still be in each other's lives, even if we're not together? The lyrics were almost lighthearted, but the timing right before the two were spotted together again said otherwise. And then came Ghost. Released in 2021, it was soft, aching, and lonely. If I can't be close to you, I'll settle for the ghost of you. Fans didn't just listen, they felt it. And though Justin claimed it was about loss in general, the fandom wasn't buying it. For them, Ghost was the last chapter of a love story still haunting them, but while Justin's side of the story was often hidden in metaphors, Selena's version was raw, direct, and impossible to ignore. Her music evolved like a diary left open for the world to read. Songs like Love Will Remember weren't just emotional, they were personal. That track even began with an actual voicemail from Justin. "Hey babe, it's me. I just wanted to tell you I love you so much." It wasn't subtle. It was heartbreaking. Then came Nobody Does It Like You, a haunting nod to Justin's complicated image. My rebel with a halo, she called him equal parts admiration and sorrow. The push and pull continued with Come and Get It and Forget Forever, both of which danced between longing and letting go. But it was the heart wants, what? It wants that broke the internet in 2014. Selena stood in front of the world and sang what so many had felt. I know I should let go, but I can't. It was cinematic, devastating, and it left no room for Guessing. In 2015, she briefly stepped into a new chapter, collaborating with Zedd on I Want You to Know. Rumors flared that she was moving on, but then she dropped Same Old Love and everything shifted. You can't take back what you said. I've heard it all before. It wasn't just a breakup song. It was a declaration. She was tired, done pretending. And even if she never said his name, the timing spoke volumes. What's eerie is how, when you line up Selena and Justin's music from that era, it plays like a private conversation, a tug of war in verses. Unresolved emotions bouncing back and forth through the charts. It wasn't just music. It was their history sung out loud. By 2020, Selena was no longer writing songs to explain herself. She was writing songs to free herself. Her album Rare wasn't about Justin, it was about closure. Lose You to Love Me marked the turning point. In 2 months, you replaced us. A line that sparked fire across the internet. People linked it directly to Justin's marriage to Hailey. Whether that was her intention or not, it was clear. Selena was done whispering. She was ready to let go, but on her terms, and even though Rare was filled with healing, strength, and self-discovery, the world still refused to close the book on Jelena. Fans clung to every lyric, every Instagram post, every paparazzi shot like they were searching for cracks in the distance, hoping for a sign that the story wasn't really over. Then came 22/5. Selena teamed up with Benny Blanco to release her most emotionally charged album yet, I Said I Love You First. And if anyone thought she had moved on quietly, this album shattered that illusion. Tracks like You're So Embarrassing, Go Cry When No One's Watching, and What Were You Thinking, Honey? Hit like lightning. There was no room left for interpretation. These weren't vague feelings. These were lines cut with precision. Fans immediately linked them to one name, Justin. Some even believe one track refers to a rumored moment in 2024, when Justin might have reached out privately. Whether that's true or not, it added gasoline to the fire. The tone of Selena's lyrics flipped the dynamic entirely. This wasn't a girl stuck in heartbreak. This was a woman setting boundaries, reclaiming power, and ending the story her way. But even as she stepped forward, the internet dragged her back. Fans on TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, began dissecting every lyric like detectives solving a cold case. They compared Selena's Ghost of You to Justin's Ghost. They analyzed themes, visuals, and timelines like it was homework for a test. That never ends. A single word, a line, even a font style was enough to spark a week-long theory spiral. What does that tell us? That this wasn't just a breakup people followed. It became the breakup, a generational saga that shaped how millions view love, loss, and healing. Selena and Justin's relationship wasn't just consumed through headlines. It was lived through their music. It evolved with their fans. And even when the artists themselves moved on, their listeners couldn't. Even when Justin publicly tried to shut the door, the world kept peeking through the keyhole. In an interview with British Vogue, he said he's done writing songs about personal relationships, that he's in a different place now, a place of peace, a place of growth. But no matter how clear his words were, the noise didn't stop. The headlines kept asking, the fans kept guessing, and the past refused to fade. Justin's transformation is real. His marriage to Hailey Baldwin in 2018 was the beginning of a new chapter. Albums like Changes and Justice marked a shift from heartbroken teenager to devoted husband. His lyrics spoke of stability, of gratitude, of finally finding a foundation. Gone were the cryptic love letters and post-breakup pleas. In their place stood songs of maturity, family, and faith. And yet, fans keep looking back. They still search his music for traces of Selena. They still wait for the next unreleased track, the next slip of emotion, the next clue. And nothing fuels that hope more than one word: Paris, a song no one's heard, a story that was never told, but a feeling that never really went away. Selena, on the other hand, isn't chasing ghosts. She's rewriting the rules. Her newer music doesn't ask for closure, it delivers it. Her voice, once trembling with heartbreak, now speaks with clarity. The girl who once sang, "The heart wants what it wants," now sings, "I said I love you first," not as a confession, but as a declaration of strength. And maybe that's the real ending. Not a reunion, not a final duet, but two people walking their own roads, while the rest of the world still tries to connect them. Because Paris isn't just about Justin or Selena, it's about the version of them that lived in the hearts of a Millions, a memory frozen in time. A love story that outgrew its writers. And maybe that's why, even if Paris never comes out, it's already a classic because of what it represents. Unfinished love, unspoken truths, and the hope that somewhere, somehow, the story might still matter.